The multicultural San Francisco Black Film Festival, with films from around the world, screens at San Francisco State's Coppola Theater, Congregation Emmanuel, the African American Arts and Culture Complex, and other venues, giving you a tour of San Francisco. Visit sfbff.org for details.
Jeff, you're just everywhere. You're here at the special screening of Restored Me. What inspired you to come out?
Well, I'm here to support the San Francisco Black Film Festival. It's amazing that all the films, 60 films in this lineup, and I hope a lot of people come out and see them. But particularly this film talks about the difficulties that young people go through in and out of the system. We have to remember that even here in San Francisco, 56% of the people going in and out of the criminal justice system are African American, yet our population has dwindled down to about 5%. And so these kinds of movies are so important because it reflects the new reality of mass incarceration, of the obstacles that the system constantly puts in people's way. And these are the human stories that need to connect with mass audiences. So we need to get the word out that films like Restored Me have to be in the living room, have to be on Comcast and HBO, and we have to come out and support them here at the theater. I mean, it's fine to go out and see Tyler Perry, but you also need to see the kind of cinema that's going to touch and move you in a very different way.
Wow, that's awesome. You know, you've got a film in the festival, America Needs a Racial Facial. So how do you think that film ties in with the theme of tonight in terms of recidivism and that sort of thing?
Well, I am a public defender in the daytime and I'm a filmmaker at night. And this is my third film. It's a short film called America Needs a Racial Facial about racism in the United States. And the thing about it is, Jackie, it's only 8 minutes long because we wanted to have a film that would spark discussion that you can put into the schools. We took over 400 images and put it in this film. And so I guarantee you it'll blow you away. And it really does relate to a lot of the themes of the films in this character. People of color come from a history of struggle, from oppression, and so our films reflect that. And the thing about it now is that it's great when you see in the African American community there's a very broad range of films that are out there. You know, for the Asian community, you don't see that as much. And so there are a lot of other folks who are still striving to be represented. And so the Black Film Festival does that. This film does that, and I want to be part of that change too. This is about making social change on the biggest screen possible, and that's in our society.
Wow, with that being said, I don't need to add anything else. You've said it all.
All right.
Thanks. Thank you so very much for being a part of the San Francisco Black Film Festival with Restored Me.
Thank you for having us.
Now, what's the message that you want the audience to leave with?
Okay, so Restored Me is a faith-driven film, and one of the most important things that we really wanted to establish is to create a film that you don't necessarily have to be a churchgoer to enjoy. Something that on the screen you can see your life taking place in a way that you can relate and connect to in a very, very real way. You know, we all are in different parts of our walk, and we all have different things that we go through, and sometimes that process can get a little bit messy. And one of the most important things that we really want people to walk away with the encouragement of is that you can come to God just as you are. You don't need to get cleaned up first. You don't need to get right, or you don't need to hit a certain level of goodness to walk through the door of grace. And that's one of the most important things that we really want people to get away from get from this.
I noticed that you use the term faith-driven as opposed to faith-based. Is that to make it user-friendly for people who don't consider God in their life, or what's the purpose for that particular phrase?
It's a good question. So, in my opinion, I think it actually, I don't even know if it's a good thing because it breaks us away from the core definition of what it is our market, which is a faith-based movie. In our particular story, however, there's nothing else to call it. We're in like one of the most beautiful theaters I've ever seen, right? This was supposed to be a made-for-DVD movie. This was born in the living room in Hercules, California.
Wow, Hercules?
Hercules.
Wow.
Hercules, stand up. So the fact that we're here, and the fact that I'm here speaking with you, and the fact that we're screening this in cities all over the U.S., that's just all been driven by faith. This was not by design, this was not by intention, and this was not by our plan. As a matter of fact, I share oftentimes this is happening despite us. So the reason we call it faith driven is that's just what it is. And it just kind of stuck internally, and it's been kind of cool to see it continue to be adopted in that way.
Now, your main character is a wrongfully accused ex-con. Why that character?
So in the story of this, our writing team, you couldn't. It's a total God thing. Like, you couldn't pick it. We on our shirts, as you can see, it says, "I don't look like what I've been through." Every single one of our folks in our producer team has dealt with, to a certain degree, conviction, whether it be wrongful or actual, and the subsequent damage that's created by that. So in this case, this is just how the story was led. The writer, one of the co-writers, lead producers and director, Ryan Shaw, he kind of came with the original vision, the framework, what have you, for the film, and that was one of the core components of the story.
Now, are people going to leave the audience sad or happy from this story?
So this is interesting because the movie has all of that. Like we have, and this, not to sound cliche, it genuinely has all of that. It has comedy, it has downsides, it has upsides. The cool thing that's been most exciting about the experience of watching this is that depending on where the audience member is at the time is what they'll walk away with, because there's genuinely nuggets throughout the film that you'll get and connect with depending on where you are. So the short answer is yes, they're going to walk away with that, but it all depends on where they are, and that's the cool part of it.
Okay, great. Anything else you'd like to share with the audience?
Yes. So right now, the thing I wanted to share with you guys is what we're doing is unprecedented. We're an independent film, no backing from major studio or major distributor. We're just walking out this process of reaching out straight to our grassroots audience, but we're doing it on a massive scale. So throughout the month of June and July, we're going to be doing these limited screenings in cities all over the U.S. And the goal is to eventually create enough momentum, enough of a base, so that we can do a relatively independent, wide release in the month of summer, which is kind of crazy because it's summer blockbuster season.
Exactly.
So the biggest thing we're looking for, yes. But the biggest thing we're looking for is just for people to reach out and connect with us. You can find us online at rurestored.com. And all of our hashtags for all of our social media channels are the same. RURestored. Reach out to us, connect with us. If you've seen it, talk about it, share it. At the end of the day, it's the power of the people's voices that are gonna continue to drive this, and that's what we're kind of just sitting back and watching to see how it all comes together.
Well, on behalf of the San Francisco Black Film Festival, the co-directors Katira Crossley and Callie O'Ray, we want to wish you the best of success with this. Thank you.
Thank you guys so much. God bless you guys. Thank you.
We're in San Francisco at AMC 14 on Van Ness. Now, it's my understanding that the story of Restored Me started not too far from here in Hercules. Now, tell us about that.
Well, we were working on another project with the director, Ryan Lamar, and he came to us and said that he had an idea, and he felt like that our meeting one another was bigger than what we were doing at that point. So he gave us the idea of a storyline of a group of people in the theater, and we came together along with John Knitter and wrote the movie Restored Me in our living room in Hercules, California.
Here for Hercules, guys.
Exactly, right here.
A lot of good things happen in Hercules, that strong city in the Bay Area. Great. So have you guys been a writing team for some time?
Well, yeah, well, Shelty, we are a married couple, you know.
Yes.
So
let's make that plain, okay?
We have wrote
20 years.
20 years together, and
wow.
We have wrote a couple plays together. We've done songs, but this is our first feature film that we've wrote together, and so man, God has took hold of it and made it bigger than we would ever even think.
So do we have a new saying now, a family that writes together stays together?
Amen. Exactly.
Amen. I like that.
Exactly. Yes. Like he said, we've been writing projects and different things for quite some time. We actually met because we were both rappers. So we met.
Ex-rappers,
Well, he's
writing couples,
Yes.
couple,
And
amazing.
He's still.
You're still rapping, huh?
Raps.
Yeah,
yes,
I do a little gospel rap.
Yes. And I'm a stand-up comedian.
Stand-up comedian and gospel rapper. Only in the Bay Area, folks. Only in the Bay Area. Wow.
Right.
Now, you said that you're, a comedian as
Right.
well. So with that,
Yes.
does that mean that there might be a little bit of comedy in this film?
Yes, it's actually a dramedy, so it's mixed with comedy and drama. I mean, the story is so sewn together so well. It's just beyond imagination.
And realistic.
Sewn together so well, folks. Not bragging on herself or anything, but hey, sewn together so well.
I have to give all the credit to God because three different writers wrote this in three separate, we were in the same place, but three separate characters. We all took different characters and
Right.
wrote them individually, and then we brought the story together, and it just totally meshed.
mended together,
Yeah.
just perfectly. Not knowing what Shell was gonna write, not knowing what John was gonna write, or
Yeah,
just
so
when-
we can't really take any credit for it.
just man,
Yeah.
it's God. Only thing we did, we thought of the beginning of the story, the center of the story, and we talked about how the end would go, but it was all God that put it all together.
Wow. So what do you want the audience to walk away with from this as far as being writers of this project?
What I'd like to see them walk away with is the knowledge of knowing that there is a God out there that is in the business of restoration. And no matter what you've been through, no matter what you've gone through, that there is an intended purpose for your life, and that God is here to restore you back to that intended purpose, to meet the purpose and the goals that he has set for you.
Now you sound like my great-grandmama, Mama Nora, who said, God don't make no trash.
Right.
So that every life has a value,
Exactly.
and every life has a purpose, and things don't have to stay the way they are. Is that what I'm hearing, Joe?
That's it. You just gotta find out what your purpose is. What's the purpose that God has for you, and so you just stick to it.
Right. Or actually go to the creator of the purpose and then tap into that to find out what your specific purpose is in this big scheme of things.
Now, for those that don't have any sense of creator God or anything like that, could they relate to this film at all?
Absolutely.
Of course.
I mean, this film is written for anybody. I mean, you can find yourself in this story any place you are in your life. You can find yourself in this, whether it's the fact that you have dealt with being incarcerated, if you have dealt with a child going to jail, if you have dealt with, separation from your family. There's so many facets of this story that it doesn't matter where you are, you will find yourself in this story somewhere.
Right. We didn't write this film strictly for the Christian. We wrote it for the world, for even those who may not know God, but they can connect to the story.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Thank you for having
Thank you.
us. Thank you.
So, Andrea, we're here with the San Francisco Black Film Festival special sneak preview of Restored Me. What inspired you to come out for this film?
Well, I was fortunate to see the preview that was held at San Francisco Christian Center. And because I wanted to support the efforts and to see it in large theaters so that everyone would be able to feel what I felt and see what I saw, I decided to come back again and support them.
So what you saw and felt, was it kind of a preachy type film, or
Definitely
what was it?
not. It wasn't preachy. It had a Christian base, but those who are believers will understand probably better than those who may not believe, but you will feel the hearts and the story.
Okay. Do you think it's something that can appeal to various ethnic groups, or is it just singularly?
I think it covers every area, every ethnic group, every person of color, a person who is not of color. It will cover all aspects of the world.
So you were inspired to come back to see it again. And is it one of those things that you think families should have in their collection?
Most definitely. Most definitely, yes.
So anything else around what inspired you in terms of the film that you want to add?
I think that the story fits into any individual's life, and that it's a story and what have taken place. Someone have dealt with it, and it's a personal testimony to someone and to most.
So does it have those universal themes of love and forgiveness and overcoming struggle?
Definitely. I believe so.
Okay.
I believe so.
Thank you for your time.
You're welcome. Thank you.
So I'm here at the San Francisco Black Film Festival sneak preview of Restored Me, and a husband and wife team, Al and Priscilla. Okay, all right. What inspired you to come out for this film?
Well, I know the pastor of the film and his wife, and you know, we don't see enough of these films. We really don't. And I believe that, you know, I haven't seen the film yet. I've seen the trailer, and I believe that we need more films to reach people right where they're at, instead of, you know, all of a sudden, you know, sometimes we get put in these different stereotypes and things, and then people say, oh, I don't want to see that film or whatever. And we need people to see what's real. We need people to see, you know, the real God that heals and delivers, and he can take people out of any situation, and he can change their life, no matter what they've been in, what they've walked in, what they've been through. It doesn't matter. He's not a God of, you know, race, color, creed. He's a God for all people. And so I'm here to support. You know, that's what we're here for. We're here to support more films like this being produced.
Well, do you, from what you've seen and knowing Joe and Shell T, do you think it's going to be preachy? Are you expecting that?
You know, from the trailer, I didn't see that. I didn't really see that, and to be honest with you, I think that that's good, because I believe that, you know, as a minister myself, you know, I've done different kind of ministries and things, and worked with people in the streets, and I believe that we as Christians need to be more like lambs, and we have to be in the wolves' clothing. But we must be the lambs in the wolves' clothing. You've got to reach people where they're at. It's more important to reach them than to come across, like you say, churchy and everything. I'm not against church by no means, but you know, most people, if you come across like that, that's what I was talking about, the stereotypes. If you come across like that, they're probably not going to come see the film. You'll have a select few that'll come, but most people are like, oh no, they're going to preach to us or whatever, and they're not going to come. No, you got to show people, look, these are real people. This is a real God who has changed their lives. You know, and yes, does the word say that he who the Son has set free is free indeed? Yes, it does, and it's true. But I think people don't realize, you know, so many times they see people on the other side. They see after they living for God and everything, and they don't see what they look like and what they did before they lived for God. They don't see the real Jesus. They don't see the real God working through their lives and their problems and stuff. So, you know, again, I believe that we should have more films that are actually going in, I guess, undercover, if you will, to be able to reach the world and be able to reach the people, to let them have that relationship that God wants all of us to have.
So you and Priscilla both came out to support Restored Me, the screening. Priscilla, any added words or anything you'd like to say?
Well, yeah, actually, since I heard about the movie, I was interested in knowing, but I also knew that more than like like the gospel that everybody knows about the Christian movies. I knew it was like especially for the youth out there, but like in a hidden way. And it likes, I like it because many people can see it and without knowing what it is about. And at the end, when they know what it's about, that's when God is going to make a change in their lives.
Well, thank you for coming out to the screening that is associated with the San Francisco Black Film Festival here in San Francisco.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Here we are at the San Francisco Black Film Festival, and there's a special screening of Restored Me. I want to know what inspired you, Sakai and Nikita, to come out for this?
Well, first and foremost, we are here to support our family, Joe and Michelle. I'm very excited for them and the film. I've never seen the full version of the film, just the trailer, and Nikita hasn't seen anything. So
I haven't seen anything at all. Sakai told me today that she was coming here, so I said I want to come too. So went home, got myself together, and came back over to this side of town. So here we are. I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Now, you said you got yourself together. Now, I understand from the sound of those voices that there might be some other talent in your family too. What do you ladies do?
Well, we are singers. We are band members of Train, Grammy Award-winning Train, and
Yes.
we just got into town today. And Joe and Michelle, we've done work. I've done work for them as well. They're songwriters, and I've sang on a few of their tracks through the years. Always been funny, always been writing, always creative, and so I'm very excited for them.
That is marvelous. Now, I understand that their soundtrack that they have for this film is out of this world. Lettucey's in it. Tremaine Hawkins. Wow, Bay Area. Have you guys heard that yet?
I have not. I've only just seen just a small clip of the trailer, so I'm looking forward to it.
So you're probably
Awesome.
going to have a special ear for that soundtrack since you ladies are singers, just got off the road today.
Yeah. Yes.
Marvelous.
Yeah, because we both know Lettucey and Tremaine Hawkins.
Yeah,
She actually toured with
I sure did.
Tremaine Hawkins.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
right.
Sakai,
She was the
now you
very
didn't
first
tell me
person
that when
I
we were
toured
off,
with.
off camera.
The very first person that inspired me as a young girl in gospel music, and a few years as I got toward the end of my teens, I went on tour with her, and
Wow.
she was the very first gospel singer that I toured with.
Amazing.
Yeah, she is amazing.
I have heard that this particular film is not preachy. It's something that's real, that anybody could relate to it. It's not an ethnic type film. Is that accurate
Well,
from what you know?
From just seeing a little clip of the film, I would say so. I'm really looking forward to seeing it, so then I can accurately agree with you 100%, but I'm sure that it is a very universal topic, and I'm looking forward to checking it out.
Anything else you'd like to add?
Well, I just look forward to, seeing the movie and congratulating them. I think it's beautiful, young people doing their thing, making it happen. That's what I love.
So proud of them.
I am very proud.
Okay, well,
Yes.
with that, can we get kind of a shout out to Shelty and Joe to say congratulations?
Of course.
Okay.
Shelty and Joe, we wish you the very best. Congratulations on this beautiful film. We are so excited for you, and we love you. I love you, cousins.
Yeah, congratulations and continuous blessings to you both. Love you guys.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.